First opened in 2017. There's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Tonight, it's the Sunday night opener for the new NFL season between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. They start the drive with White. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Durant looking for the out route, and he's got more. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. On 1st and 10, Durant. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Falcons grab it. We know turnover margin always key, going to be really key in this one, and to force an opening drive turnover, that's huge.
It is, and you know something? There's one coach on every team that weighs in at the worst possible time, right? And this is bad. He just fumbled the football. Can't you just hear him right now? Son, you messed it up for everyone on that one. Messed up our offense, and now you put our defense in a bad spot.
Hot 70.
They'll start this drive out, and right away, he lost the football. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover for his squad.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield.
60 boxes, 18 rattlers, 18 rattlers. 7 Pirates.
To throw on 3rd down, Bryant. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Here we go. Shot, 17, set.
They go play action here on first down. Steps away. They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 23.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams trying to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 18, Pioneer. 19, Lions. 79, Broncos.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Buffalo 18. Warriors 70.
Looking to throw. Bryant. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And 10 at the 42-yard line.
Roll, roll, roll.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because showing the shotgun, then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Go.
Back to throw. Bryant. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle.
Another completion there. You know, we think about the draft back in the spring. He was selected, obviously, the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but, Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden, too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well, it becomes something that justifies why you were taken #1. You're fine with that. If you don't play well, it can be an albatross.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Off the play fake. Durant.
Into the hands of Darden.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. We're scoreless after 1.
Ready.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Durant.
He'll get this one complete to Darden. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Durant. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should offer themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, is what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there, and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown.
Patrick Ricard,
a 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bucs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
McCann's got it teed up.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Looking to throw on second down. Bryant. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Here we go.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mustang 19.
Ready. Operating from the gun. Bryant. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete.
God damn.
Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. Johnson to return it. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
Here we go, set.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing on first down. Durant. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right at the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1. The goal for any offense versus his own defense,
Here we go.
Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Ready.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Set.
They'll try the right side here with White. And he'll get this down only to the 18. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Ready.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Durant.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board.
And oh, he coughs up the football near his own goal line. It's loose, the ball bouncing around, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, so that is going to be a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough. And that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
Ready, set.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Ready, go.
To throw on second down, Durant. He's got the connection to Moore. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
The 40-yard line.
Let's go now.
They give to White on the option. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Looking to throw. Durant. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons will take over here just shy of the 30. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Blocking 18.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. He will return this from deep in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Okay, ready?
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football.
But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on them.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He'll get that out to the flat to White. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. It's their quarterback, making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Bucs are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.
Falcons nothing. Tucker McCann set to kick off.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Now this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back from both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Buccaneers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flank.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs.
Set, go.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Down.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Patrick Ricard.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Bucs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
McCann's got it teed up. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Let's go now.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons.
There you
you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Had it out around, I feel like I can listen to it.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On first down, Durant. It's caught. This is White. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
On 1st and 10, Durant.
Another catch by White. Back-to-back plays. Down inside the 10. And he's got this all the way down to the 5-yard line.
A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 40 yards. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Falcons 7.
On the ready.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Ready.
Off the bootleg, Durant. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
I don't care what the analytics say. Look at where they are on the field. To me, that just screams go for it here. I don't even think about putting a kicker out there. What say you?
I support whatever they do. Let's find out.
Look at you, man of the people.
On the double. Right, number 7. Double, 38.
On 4th down, Durant, and he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Jalen Reagor there to make the grab. And the Buccaneers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
McCann's got it teed up. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. Bryant. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Let's go.
Throwing on 1st down. Durant. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
You just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
60 Bison. 60 Bison.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the gun on 3rd down. Bryant. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's White. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down.
A nice throw there. We've seen a lot of those from this young man. How would you assess, Charles, his first start thus far?
I think it's been everything that they could have asked for because he's handled all the basic things.
Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Bucs up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory on this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive. Kind of beside themselves right now.
18 rattlers.
On first down, Bryant. He'll rifle this one. And complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Looking to throw. Bryant. He's going to try and go deep again.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Six the Eagles.
Back to throw again. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
I'm warning you, do not take another step toward me.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Not only does the film reveal the edge of the Black Panther mantle and the surprising form of the ship in Wakanda, it also introduces Namor and the MCU's version of Atlantis. Wakanda Forever is clearly setting plenty of things in motion for Phase 5.
Here we go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Rolling to his left. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That third down conversion good for 23. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
They're battling numerous people in their home environment.
And now here is another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Falcons are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Probably going to start Icarus in mythology. That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Everyone on the assignment.
Throwing to start the drive. Bryant, he's going to let it fly. He's got him in, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Looking to throw on second down. Bryant.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
You also have to measure how much
on third down. Bryant. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Telecom's people have all been transformed from ordinary humans into whereas respondents are, perfectly ordinary. That's despite living in conditions and consuming plants also exposed. The Black Panther
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something.
A clue that this plant has special mystical properties. Above all, what does this mean for Shuri now that she's ingested the synthetic herb based on Talacon's plant? Will she begin to exhibit strange new powers? Now that Disney has completed its acquisition of 21st Century Fox, there's a small but growing list of mutant characters beginning to appear in the MCU. Namor is the first to specifically refer to himself as a mutant. As he relays his tragic personal history to Shuri, Namor reveals